Look carefully at people around you. Some seem tired even when life is comfortable. Others glow with life even after facing hardship. Why does suffering drain some people, but make others stronger and brighter? What invisible inner force decides whether time weakens you or sharpens you? Today you are about to discover the hidden psychological traits shared by people who seem to defy time. These are not beauty tricks. These are not external secrets. These are inner mental patterns that protect energy, preserve vitality, and keep a person's presence alive and radiant. If people have ever been surprised by your age, or if you want to understand why some individuals seem timeless, what you are about to hear may completely change how you understand aging. Let us begin with the first powerful trait. People who look younger almost always carry an unbreakable spirit. This does not mean their life is easy. It means their recovery is strong. Life challenges everyone. Stress, disappointment, loss, pressure, emotional pain. No one escapes these experiences. But here is something fascinating. Hardship leaves different marks on different people. Some individuals go through deep suffering, yet their face still carries softness, warmth, and light. Their eyes still shine. Their energy still feels alive. Others carry tension that never seems to leave, even when their struggles were smaller. The difference is resilience. Science clearly shows that long-term stress speeds up aging. When the body stays under stress for too long, it releases high levels of cortisol. Over time, this hormone damages the system. It weakens skin repair, reduces elasticity, drains energy, increases inflammation, and accelerates visible aging. Stress is not just emotional, it is biological. But emotionally resilient people respond differently. They do not pretend pain does not exist. They do not trap emotions inside forever. Instead, they feel deeply, process fully, and release naturally. They allow difficult experiences to pass through them instead of storing them inside their body. They recover instead of carrying. Imagine emotional pain like physical weight. Some people hold that weight for years. Their muscles tighten, their breathing becomes shallow, their posture hardens, and their facial expressions slowly reflect that pressure. Others put the weight down after learning from the experience. Their body relaxes again. Their face softens again. Your nervous system remembers what you refuse to release. Resilient individuals have learned one powerful skill. Emotions pass through them, but do not permanently live inside them. This mental strength protects their peace, and protected peace protects physical vitality. Over time, emotional recovery becomes visible youthfulness. So ask yourself honestly, when life hits you hard, do you recover, or do you remain heavy? Your face may already be showing the answer. Now let us move to the second powerful trait. People who stay youthful usually have a welcoming relationship with change. They do not freeze when life shifts. They move with it. Think about someone who feels full of life regardless of age. They try new things. They explore unfamiliar places. They learn new skills. They adapt when circumstances change. They do not cling tightly to the past version of life. They allow life to evolve, and they evolve with it. Mental rigidity creates physical rigidity. When a person constantly resists change, tension builds inside the system. The mind becomes defensive. The body becomes tight. Movements lose fluidity. Expressions become closed. Over time, resistance shows in posture, facial tension, and overall presence. But adaptable people remain fluid. They stay mentally flexible. They adjust when life moves in unexpected directions. They stay socially open. They remain willing to learn, explore, and grow. This constant engagement keeps their brain stimulated and their emotional world active. Activity keeps systems alive. An open mind often appears as an open face, responsive eyes, and relaxed body language. When someone feels mentally alive, their physical presence reflects that aliveness naturally. Every moment of change offers a silent decision: resist or explore, close or open, retreat or step forward. Over years, these decisions shape your energy, and your energy shapes how age appears on you. Now we come to the third powerful trait, the core of mental youth. People who look younger almost always have a mind that stays hungry for learning. Their curiosity never fully disappears. True aging often begins when curiosity ends. When curiosity fades, life becomes repetitive. When life becomes repetitive, stimulation decreases. When stimulation decreases, the brain becomes less active. When the brain becomes less active, overall energy drops. Routine without curiosity slowly drains vitality. But curious individuals remain mentally alive. They ask questions, they explore ideas, they try new hobbies, they observe the world with genuine interest. They learn not because they must, but because they want to. Curiosity feeds the brain, and the brain influences the entire body. Research shows that continuous mental stimulation supports cognitive health, slows decline, and supports cellular repair. Learning activates neural pathways. Active neural pathways maintain responsiveness. Responsiveness supports vitality, and vitality becomes visible. Think about the last time something truly fascinated you, when your mind lit up with excitement, when you felt the thrill of discovery. That mental brightness spreads through posture, expression, and energy. Curiosity creates inner light, and inner light shows outward. People who never stop discovering never fully lose their spark. They carry engagement with life into every stage of age. So pause and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt genuinely excited to learn something new? That excitement may be one of the most natural anti-aging forces you have. But the story of youthful energy does not end here, because resilience protects emotional balance, adaptability protects mental flexibility, curiosity protects cognitive vitality. Yet there is another powerful force shaping how age appears on the human face. And that force lives in emotion itself, in whether feelings are freely expressed or silently trapped deep inside. People who appear younger than their years often share another powerful inner habit. They express their emotions freely instead of trapping them inside. Many people believe that controlling emotions means hiding them, suppressing them, or pretending they do not exist. But the human body does not forget what the mind tries to silence. Unspoken feelings do not disappear. They settle. They stay in the muscles, in breathing patterns, in posture, and even in facial tension. Over time, emotional suppression becomes physical strain. Think about faces that seem heavy, tight, or constantly tired. Often those expressions are not just about age, they are about pressure that was never released. When emotions are held back repeatedly, the nervous system remains alert, muscles stay contracted, and stress hormones remain elevated. This constant internal tension slowly writes itself into fine lines, tight jaws, stiff expressions, and weary eyes. The body mirrors what the heart refuses to express. But people who maintain youthful energy relate to emotions differently. They allow themselves to feel joy fully. They laugh without holding back. They speak honestly when something hurts. They cry when needed. They release anger in healthy ways instead of storing it silently. Emotional expression is not weakness, it is regulation. When emotions move freely, tension does not accumulate. The nervous system resets, muscles relax, breathing deepens, energy flows more naturally. Over time, this creates a visible lightness in presence. Their face does not carry hidden weight because their mind does not carry unspoken pressure. Research shows that healthy emotional expression reduces stress hormones, supports immune function, and improves overall well-being. Emotional honesty is not just psychological health, it is physical renewal. Look carefully at people who smile easily, who react naturally, who do not appear guarded all the time. There is often softness in their expression and openness in their eyes. Their face reflects movement instead of restriction. Your face is a mirror of your emotional habits. So ask yourself quietly, do your emotions move through you or stay trapped within you? Because what remains trapped eventually becomes visible. Now let us move to another powerful influence on youthful energy, the environment you choose to live in every day. Energy is contagious. Human beings constantly absorb emotional signals from the people around them. Spend enough time with chronic negativity, and something subtle begins to happen. Your posture lowers, your enthusiasm fades, your facial expressions become more neutral or tense, your mind becomes heavier. Negativity is not just a mood, it is a physiological experience. It increases stress responses, drains motivation, and slowly reduces vitality. But people who maintain a youthful presence are very intentional about their environment. They surround themselves with supportive, encouraging, uplifting individuals. They spend time with people who laugh easily, who inspire growth, who create warmth in conversation. These positive social connections do more than improve mood. They directly influence physical health. Studies show that supportive relationships reduce stress hormones, improve cardiovascular health, strengthen immunity, and even slow cellular aging processes. Human connection literally affects how quickly or slowly the body ages. Think about laughter. Genuine laughter relaxes muscles, releases endorphins, improves circulation, and lowers stress chemistry. Encouragement builds emotional safety, and emotional safety allows the nervous system to relax. Relaxation preserves energy, and preserved energy shows as vitality. When someone regularly experiences warmth, connection, and support, their body spends less time in survival mode and more time in restoration mode. Restoration is where repair happens. Repair is where youth is maintained. Look at your social world honestly. Do the people around you energize you or drain you? Do conversations leave you feeling lighter or heavier? Over time, your environment shapes your internal chemistry, and your internal chemistry shapes your physical presence. Your glow is not created alone. It is influenced by the emotional atmosphere you live in daily. Now we move to another deeply powerful trait that separates those who simply age from those who remain vibrant. People who look younger often live with a strong sense of purpose. There is a visible difference between someone who is merely passing time and someone who feels driven by meaning. Purpose creates direction. Direction creates motivation. Motivation creates energy. And energy is one of the most visible signs of youth. When a person feels that their life matters, that their actions have meaning, that their days are guided by something important, their entire system responds differently. They wake up with intention. Their mind engages with goals. Their emotions connect to progress. This continuous engagement stimulates the brain's reward systems. Chemicals like dopamine and serotonin increase, supporting mood, focus, and vitality. Purpose is not just philosophical, it is biological fuel. Research consistently shows that people with a clear sense of purpose experience lower stress levels, reduced inflammation, stronger mental health, and even longer lifespan. Purpose organizes energy. Without purpose, energy scatters or fades. Think about someone who feels lost, directionless, or uninspired. Often you will see it physically. Slower movement, duller expression, less alert posture, less brightness in the eyes. A life without meaning drains momentum, but someone with passion moves differently. Their body reflects engagement. Their expression reflects intention. Their presence reflects aliveness. Purpose gives the nervous system a reason to stay active and responsive. It keeps the mind forward-focused instead of stagnant, and forward movement sustains vitality. Ask yourself something honest. Do you wake up with something meaningful pulling you forward? Or are you simply moving through routine without direction? Because purpose does not just shape what you do, It shapes how alive you appear while doing it. And now we come to one of the most emotionally powerful traits of all, the ability to release the past. Many people carry yesterday's pain into today's body. Regret, resentment, guilt, anger, old wounds. These emotional memories do not remain abstract. They become physical tension. Look closely at someone who holds long-term grudges or lives in constant regret. Often you will notice tightness in the jaw, heaviness in the eyes, guarded posture, and an overall sense of emotional weight. Holding on to past pain keeps the body in a continuous stress response. The brain repeatedly activates threat signals as if the past is still happening. Stress hormones remain elevated. Muscles remain tense. Recovery processes remain interrupted. Over time, this constant internal strain accelerates aging and weakens health. But people who maintain youthful energy practice something incredibly freeing. They let go. Forgiveness is not about approving what happened. It is about releasing the emotional burden of carrying it. They understand that holding pain does not protect them. It exhausts them. They focus on the present moment and the future ahead instead of replaying what cannot be changed. Letting go reduces emotional load. Reduced emotional load relaxes the nervous system. A relaxed nervous system supports repair, balance, and visible ease in expression. When tension leaves the body, softness returns to the face. When emotional weight lifts, physical lightness appears. Freedom from the past is one of the deepest forms of self-care. Think carefully. What memories are you still holding tightly that no longer serve your growth? What emotional weight are you still carrying that your body must support every single day? Releasing that weight may not only free your mind, it may transform how your presence feels to others. Because the body reflects what the mind refuses to release. And when release finally happens, something remarkable becomes visible: ease, softness, openness, and a quiet return of youthful radiance. When you step back and look at all these traits together, something powerful becomes clear. Youth is not just a biological condition, it is a state of internal balance. Every psychological habit you practice either creates tension or releases it, either drains energy or restores it, either closes your system or keeps it open and responsive. And over time, your body reflects whichever pattern you repeat most often. Think about what connects everything you have heard so far. Resilience prevents stress from settling permanently. Openness to change prevents stagnation. Curiosity keeps the brain active. Emotional expression prevents internal pressure from building. Positive environments protect mental and physical energy. Purpose fuels motivation and vitality. Letting go of the past removes chronic emotional weight. Each one of these traits does something very specific. It reduces internal strain and supports internal movement. And movement is life. The human system is designed for flow. Emotional flow, mental flow, social flow, physiological flow. When flow is blocked, tension builds. When tension builds, systems wear down faster. When systems wear down faster, aging becomes more visible. But when flow is protected, the body repairs more efficiently, the nervous system regulates more smoothly, and vitality remains active for longer. This is why two people can live the same number of years, but appear completely different in energy and presence. One has lived in resistance, suppression, stagnation, and emotional burden. The other has lived in adaptation, expression, engagement, and release. The calendar measures time, but the mind shapes how time is carried. There is also something deeper happening at the neurological level. The brain constantly communicates with the body through hormones, nerve signals, and immune responses. Every emotional pattern you repeat becomes a biological pattern. Chronic worry trains the nervous system to remain alert. Suppressed emotion trains muscles to remain tight. Lack of stimulation reduces neural activity. Loss of purpose lowers motivational chemistry. Isolation weakens emotional regulation. But resilience strengthens recovery pathways. Curiosity strengthens neural connectivity. Positive relationships strengthen emotional regulation circuits. Purpose activates reward systems. Emotional expression balances stress responses. Forgiveness reduces threat activation. Over years, these patterns become your baseline state. And your baseline state shapes how your body ages. In simple terms, your daily psychological environment becomes your biological environment. That means youthfulness is not an accident. It is not random. It is not purely genetic destiny. It is heavily influenced by how safely, actively, and freely your internal systems are allowed to function. When a person lives in constant internal pressure, the body spends more time defending than repairing. When a person lives in emotional and mental balance, the body spends more time restoring than protecting. Restoration preserves vitality. Protection consumes it. This is why presence matters as much as years. You may have noticed how some individuals seem light when they move, calm when they speak, and relaxed even in stillness. Their face does not look like it is holding something back. Their body does not look like it is bracing against invisible weight. That visible ease is not cosmetic, it is physiological harmony. And harmony has a distinct appearance: softness in expression, clarity in the eyes, fluidity in movement, steadiness in voice, and a natural brightness that does not require effort. Youthful presence is often simply the visible form of inner alignment. But here is something important to understand. These traits are not fixed personality types. They are practices. No one is born perfectly resilient all the time. No one is endlessly curious every day. No one expresses emotion flawlessly in every moment. No one releases the past instantly. These are ongoing processes, choices repeated again and again. Each time you recover instead of collapse, you strengthen resilience. Each time you explore instead of resist, you strengthen adaptability. Each time you learn something new, you strengthen mental vitality. Each time you express honestly, you release pressure. Each time you choose supportive company, you protect energy. Each time you act with purpose, you generate motivation. Each time you let go of old pain, you remove weight from your system. Small repeated choices slowly build a powerful internal environment. And that environment becomes visible over years. Many people search outside for solutions to aging, treatments, routines, external corrections. But external care works best when internal balance already exists. When the mind is overwhelmed, no external method fully restores vitality. But when the inner system is balanced, even simple living can maintain remarkable freshness. This is why youthful people often feel different to be around. Their presence feels lighter. Their attention feels more engaged. Their reactions feel more grounded. They are not constantly bracing, guarding, or carrying invisible emotional load. Their energy moves outward instead of being trapped inward, and that outward movement is experienced by others as vibrancy. There is also an emotional signal that youthful individuals often carry: psychological safety within themselves. When a person feels safe internally, their nervous system relaxes. When the nervous system relaxes, muscles soften, breathing deepens, and facial micro-expressions become more fluid. Chronic internal threat, even when subtle, keeps the body in guarded mode. Guarded mode creates stiffness, and stiffness becomes visible aging. Inner safety creates openness, and openness appears youthful. So in many ways, what people call looking young is often the visible sign of living with less internal conflict, less suppression, less resistance, less unresolved burden, more movement, more engagement, more release, more meaning, more connection. If you observe carefully, youthful individuals are not always the ones who avoided difficulty. Often they are the ones who learned how to move through difficulty without letting it permanently shape their internal state. They metabolize experience instead of storing it. They transform pressure instead of accumulating it. They continue participating in life instead of withdrawing from it. And participation keeps systems responsive. Responsiveness keeps energy circulating. Circulating energy sustains vitality. This understanding changes how we define aging. Aging is not only the passage of time, it is the accumulation of unresolved tension combined with the reduction of internal movement. Reduce tension, maintain movement, and the visible effects of time change dramatically. This means the question is no longer, how old are you? But rather, how are you living internally each day? Because your internal habits are continuously writing physical outcomes. The mind is not separate from the body. It is actively shaping it. And when someone looks younger than their years, what you may actually be seeing is not slow aging, but efficient living, efficient emotional processing, efficient stress recovery, efficient mental stimulation, efficient energy renewal, efficient release of psychological weight. In other words, you are seeing a system that spends more time restoring than resisting, and restoration is the quiet architect of lasting vitality.
If you've watched till now, you've just unlocked some of the most important mental secrets behind looking and feeling younger. Remember, resilience, curiosity, emotional honesty, purpose, and positive relationships are more powerful than any cream or routine. If this video resonated with you, show your support by liking it, because it helps me reach more people who want to take control of their vitality. Share it with someone who inspires you, or someone who could use a little boost in energy and mindset. And don't forget to subscribe. We dive deep into psychology, life hacks, and habits that can transform not just how you feel, but how the world sees your energy every day.